Whispers of the moonlight calling, stars above us slowly falling, echoes drift on winds so kind, peaceful thoughts within our mind.
Hello everyone. In this series, we will focus on the most important topics that you need to know for your UPSC Prelims Examination 2025. If you feel like the syllabus is too big, or if you're not sure about what to learn and what not to learn in your current affairs, this particular series will help you make things easier for you. Okay, so UPSC isn't just about memorizing these facts, it's about understanding the ideas, okay, and connecting the static with the current affairs. Okay, so in this series we will help you do that. We'll do all the hard works so you can prepare in peace in the best way possible. Okay, we have carefully studied the previous year papers, the previous year questions, to see what UPSC really asks for. In these videos, we'll focus only on what is important. Also, this particular series covers everything that is related to the terms in news, the important places, key topics, everything about everything important to prelims 2025. You will find it in this particular playlist. Okay, we will connect and help you understand better as per the UPSC demand. For some topics, we will explain things in detail, while for others, we will just cover the basic as per the demand. Okay, and at the end of each video, we'll also ask some questions to test your understanding. Take notes as you watch. Make sure you understand how different topics are connected. Watch the videos again and revise your notes to remember better. Solve the questions at the end to check how much you have learned. Okay. Another important thing is for current affairs, especially in areas related to environment and science and technology and all that, these are really important sessions for your prelims examination. We have worked hard, okay, so to keep you updated and be exam ready. So support us by sharing it with your friends and in your study groups and all that. Let's get started. Legacy waste. From prelims point of view, you should know about the definition, the sources, and how does it affect our environment and how does it affect our health. That's it. Okay. So let's start with the definition. So legacy waste refers to the accumulated waste. Okay. So particularly we are talking about the waste generated before we even adopted the modern waste management practices. So we are talking about the accumulated waste from the previous years, okay, from the past years that has not been properly managed or disposed of. Okay. And now let's see about where does this legacy waste come from. Okay. So these are sites where waste has been dumped for decades without proper management. Those are called old landfills. Okay. These are sites where waste have been dumped for decades without proper management, and the dump sites are areas where waste is collected but not treated or processed. Okay. So any waste generated before the introduction of modern waste management practices. Okay, so these sources contribute significantly to the legacy waste crisis, creating mountains of garbage that can linger for years, if not decades. Okay. Now let's talk about why legacy waste is such a critical issue. The environmental impact is very severe. The hazardous material in the waste can leach into the ground, harming the soil quality and plant life. And also, the toxic substance can seep in the groundwater, affecting the drinking water supply and aquatic ecosystem also. Okay. Also, these decomposing waste emits harmful gases. They contribute to air pollution. Okay, so these are all the environmental impact. Now let's talk about the health risk associated with legacy waste. As these waste break down, it can release pollutants that affect the health of nearby communities and wildlife. Okay, so these can include carcinogenic agents and also respiratory irritants and all that. Okay, so especially children, elderly, and those with pre-existing health condition are particularly vulnerable to these contaminated environments. Okay, so addressing legacy waste is very important, and the management challenges are a big task, because the cleanup efforts can be very costly, and the cities must think ahead and establish sustainable waste management practices to prevent future accumulation also. Okay, so this is a great task. Now for prelims, we'll look into two more important datas. Okay, so the first one is the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs data. Okay, under the legacy waste management project of Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0, only 16% of land has been reclaimed so far. Okay, another important thing that you have to know is Swachh Bharat is divided into two: Swachh Bharat Urban, Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, and Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. Okay, so Swachh Bharat Mission Urban comes under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, while Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin comes under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. So, forest fires. When we think of forest fire, we mostly imagine burning trees and raging flames and all that, right? Forest fires also release a wide range of harmful emissions. For prelims point of view, we have to understand these emissions. What are all the emissions that are emitted during the forest fire? We have to understand that. Okay. So, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, methane, black carbon, nitrogen oxides, volatile organic components, sulfur dioxide, atmospheric mercury, particulate matter, and in particulate matter, PM 2.5 and PM10. Okay, here PM 2.5 is especially harmful for human health as it enters the lungs and bloodstream. Okay, and it leads to respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. Okay, so that's extremely harmful for us humans. About this about this ozone, O3, it is not directly emitted, but it is formed when nitrogen oxide and volatile organic components react in sunlight. Okay, when it reacts in sunlight, right, these ozone, ground level ozone is formed. Okay, so this contributes to smog, poor air quality, and it also causes further health diseases also. Okay, like health problems like respiratory problems, and it also contributes to global warming also. Okay, so that is ozone. And about the atmospheric mercury, these are released from burning vegetation and soil. Okay, mercury can travel a very long distance, and it transforms into toxic foams that enters the ecosystem. Okay, and about sulfur dioxide, so although less common, it is released in sulfur rich areas. Okay, in sulfur rich areas, and can contribute to acid rain and respiratory issues and all that. Okay, you have to understand another important factor, that is these emissions. Okay, so these emissions depend on what exactly burns in the fire, the type of vegetation, the soil, and even the intensity of the fire matters. Okay, this means that the emission will differ from forest to forest. Okay, now let's talk about the albedo effect. Okay, so this refers to the reflectivity of a surface. So how much sunlight is reflected back to the space. Okay, so ice and snow have high albedo. Okay, it is high, meaning they reflect most of the solar radiation back to space. Okay, On the other hand, in forest, they have low albedo. That means they absorb more heat. That is around 70% is absorbed by the forest itself. So when forest fire occurs, the soot, the black carbon particles they release can settle on ice or snow. Okay. This reduces their albedo effect, making the ice absorb more heat and melt faster. So this reduces their albedo, making the ice absorb more heat and melt faster. This is a very dangerous loop as it accelerates the global warming. Okay. And it also contributes to the sea level rise. The next is ecological succession. So forest fire are also a natural part of ecological succession. Okay. So what do you mean by that? Primary succession. So primary succession, when does that happen? So this is happened on newly formed or exposed land. Okay, newly formed land or exposed land, like after a volcanic eruption or a glacier retreat and all that. So there is no soil initially here, and it takes centuries for these ecosystem to establish themselves. Okay, but in secondary succession, here it happens in areas where disturbance like a forest fire has cleared the existing vegetation or the existing ecosystem. In this case, the soil remains intact, and that's why the regrowth is much faster. Okay, so after a fire, what we see is a secondary succession. Okay, the shrubs, grasses, and eventually trees will return, gradually restoring the ecosystem. Okay. But how quickly this happens also depends on the intensity of the fire and other environmental conditions also. Okay. The important and crucial topic is these black carbons. So both of which plays a very important role in global warming, because these fine particles absorb the sunlight directly, and when they settle on ice, it reduces their albedo and it hastens the melting process. Okay, so black carbon, unlike carbon dioxide, it doesn't last in the atmosphere for long. It typically stays around for a few weeks, and but its warming effect is much stronger in the short term itself. Okay, so in fact it is one of the powerful contributors to immediate warming in the Arctic region. AI washing. Just understanding the definition of the term or knowing what it is enough for UPSC examination. Okay, so there will be some questions which will be very easy. That are the terms in use. Okay, so you have to just understand what it is and you will be able to attend those questions. Okay, so what exactly is AI washing? AI washing in simple terms is that AI refers to the practice where the companies exaggerate or misinterpret their use of artificial intelligence in their products or service. For example, a business might claim that the software is AI powered when it is merely just using basic algorithm or general traditional programming without any genuine AI capabilities. Okay, so this practice can mislead consumers and investors, making it hard to tell which products truly harness the power of AI and which are just using the buzzword to boost sales. Okay, now it is similar to the term greenwashing. Okay, both these terms highlight how marketing can sometimes blur the reality. Okay, so greenwashing is where companies falsely advertise their product as environmentally friendly. Okay, so rosewood. Okay, so understanding few important pointers related to rosewood is enough for your prelims examination. That's enough. Okay, so ecological role is important, and this IUCN status is also important. Just know what is rosewood. Okay, so let's understand what is rosewood. Rosewood refers to the tropical hardwood from the Fabaceae family. That's enough. Okay, you already know that it is rich and it has a dark colors, aromatic properties, and all that. It is highly or widely used in crafting high quality furniture and musical instruments. Because of its wood's durability, it is very famous among the craftsmen and all that. Okay, so you have to understand about the notable species. The first one is Malabar rosewood, Dalbergia latifolia. Okay, it is listed as vulnerable under the IUCN red list. Okay, that is you have to note that point. Okay, due to over harvesting. And this particular tree, shisham, that is Dalbergia sisho, is listed as least concern, and this is more sustainable option, making it it's not like Malabar rosewood. Okay, it's more sustainable because it's listed as least concern. And then is African rosewood. Okay, so this particular species is enlisted as endangered in the IUCN red list, highlighting the urgent need for conservation efforts and all that. Okay, so the important thing that you have to note here is rosewood is not just about beauty and this durability and all that. It also plays a vital role in our ecosystem. Okay, so what is that? The rosewood trees enhances the soil quality. Okay, soil quality, making them beneficial for the environment. It also affects the atmospheric nitrogen, which is crucial for maintaining the ecosystem's health. Thus they help enrich the soil, allowing other plants to thrive also. Okay, so this particular point is important, and the IUCN status for Malabar rosewood also, just note it. Okay, retain it in your memory. That's enough. Okay, also note that the Malabar rosewood and the shisham, the shisham is also known as the Indian rosewood. Okay, so both of these are extensively cultivated in India and or indigenous, but not the African rosewood. Okay, there has been trials to cultivate African rosewood, but there is no large scale plantation of African rosewood. But some research institution and some private farmers are exploring the possibility of cultivating it. Okay, that's all. And now about the giant African snail. So this particular species is very infamous for its rapid reproduction and its appetite. Originating from East Africa, it has spread to many parts of the world, including Asia and Pacific islands and all that. Okay, and currently it is causing destruction of crops and all that in Kerala right now. So that's why it is important for your prelims examination. Okay, so why is it a problem? Because these snails are known to feast over 500 types of plants, including the essential crops like beans, sweet potatoes and all that, lettuce and all that. Okay, so this not only affects our food security, but it also affects the livelihood of farmers also. And also there is a health risk related to this. They carry parasite that pose a risk to human health, and such as rat lungworm and all that. It can cause neurological issues also. Okay, their consumption of native plants disrupts the local ecosystem, thus leading to biodiversity loss. Okay, the next is yellow crazy ant. So for the past few years, there has been some reports about some villages in Tamil Nadu, has been affected severely by these yellow crazy ants, and let's understand about that. Okay, let's go through that. So these are small aggressive ants. These yellow crazy ants can form super colonies, meaning they outcome the native ant species and disrupt the local ecosystem. Okay, just understanding a little bit is enough for your prelims examination. Okay, so what is this impact on wildlife? They harm the crops and the livestock and all that, and they are aggressive in nature, can lead to a decline in local fauna. They also outcompete and even prey on other species also. Okay, and it is a nuisance to humans. They invade homes. There has been report of many people just leaving their homes and all that, and moving out of the village due to this yellow crazy ant situation. Okay, leading to significant discomfort and even property damage also. So addressing these threats, that is the giant African snail and this yellow crazy ants, these pose significant challenges, and managing these invasive species requires coordinated efforts. So educating educating communities about the risk associated with these species is very crucial, and the government and organizations must implement measures to monitor and control these populations effectively, because as I said earlier, coordinated efforts is needed to manage these invasive species, and lots of research is also needed to understand their biology, and so that our management practice will also be on will have much greater impact on controlling them. Okay, so I hope you are feeling like little bit confident now. But we have covered some of the most important topics for 2025 prelims. This particular playlist is your go-to for most of the targeted questions. Keep watching it, okay? And I'm confident that by the by the end of this year, you will feel more confident than ever. Okay. So before we jump into the MCQs, here's a quick reminder: mastering these questions is the key. So like, it is not just about knowing the content, but how you apply it under pressure. Okay, so stay sharp. You have to stay focused. Okay, so the real preparation happens when you revise and when you check your knowledge using MCQs. Okay, so test your limits, and thus it helps you solidify everything you have learned so far. Okay, so now I have frame some questions. Now these are like very basic questions, as it is the like beginning of the session. Okay, while we are moving on, we will slightly add on to more difficult questions also. Okay, so this is the first question: which of the following statements regarding legacy waste is incorrect? Now you know the drill: pass and answer and then continue it. Okay, so the question is, which of the following statement regarding legacy waste is incorrect? Note that a legacy waste primarily originates from older landfills and dump sites. Okay, we know that is correct. Then the effective management of legacy waste is crucial for public health safety. We also know that is correct. The legacy waste can improve the soil quality and enhance ecosystem. No, that's not correct, right? Okay, it actually affects the soil quality and it also affects the ecosystem. The legacy waste management requires significant resource and planning. Yes, so the answer is C. Okay, moving on to the next question: which of the following is not emitted during a forest fire? Okay, it is not emitted is asked. So be careful with these words in the question. Okay, so A, carbon dioxide, we know that is emitted. Carbon monoxide, we also know that is emitted. Methane, we also know that that is emitted. Nitrogen gas is not emitted. Okay, so that's a correct answer. Okay, like nitrogen oxide and everything is emitted, but not nitrogen gas, because nitrogen gas is already in the atmosphere and it's not a harmful emittent also. Okay, and forest fire also doesn't directly emit nitrogen gas. Which of the following best describes AI washing? The legitimate use of artificial intelligence in a project, the practice of overstating a company's use of artificial intelligence in a market. AI washing is not legitimate use of AI, like AI in product. We know that. The practice of overstating a company's use, yes. The government's regulation on artificial intelligence technology, it's not regulation. Okay, so process of training AI system with real-time data, that is also not correct. So which the question is, which of the following best describes? So the answer is B. Okay, the next question is, which of the following statement about rosewood is incorrect? Now they have asked what is incorrect. Rosewood is commonly used in high quality furniture and musical instrument. We know that is correct. Malabar rosewood is listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List. That's not correct. It's listed as vulnerable, right? Shisham is classified as least concern. Yes. Rosewood trees contribute to soil improvement and nitrogen fixation. Yes. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay. Which of the following statements about the African giant snail is correct? It is beneficial for crop production. That is not correct. It poses no health risk to humans. That is also not correct. It can consume over 500 types of plants. Yes. It is native to North America. No. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay. C is the answer. Which characteristics of the allocracy ant makes it particularly harmful to livestock? It is its ability to produce honey. Definitely not. Its aggressive nature and formation of super colonies. Yes. And its role as a pollinator, no. It is its resistance to pesticides, no. Okay, so B is the answer. Okay. Before I wrap up, remember this golden rule. Okay. Like when faced with a question in prelims, this has helped many aspirants clear prelims. Okay, so eliminate the absolute wrong answers first. This particular strategy not only sharpens your focus but also increases your chances of selecting the correct option by narrowing it down to your narrowing down the choices, and it will make it easier for you to find the right answers and find the trap set by UPSC in the options. Okay, so always trust your knowledge, learn properly, and always the UPSC preparation should not be like a stress preparation. It should be stress free preparation. You have to enjoy the preparation also. Okay, and so that you will be able to the brain will be able to grasp more. So without any stress you have to study that. Okay, so now I want to hear from you all. Share your scores in the comment. How many were you able to answer correctly? If you found this particular session helpful, let us know in the comment section below. Your feedback means a lot to us. Help us create, and it also will help us encourage us to create even more better content for you that is helpful for your examination point of view. Okay.
Who's and haws in gentle flight, lullabies of endless night, soothing hums that gently glide, embrace the calm we cannot hide.